Okay, guys. Thank you very much all for joining or for watching the recording. I must say that, or I don't have to say that, but I want to say that I've shot almost 400 videos, and sometimes I honestly have no idea of the next topic. What should I do? So in that cases, I do live streams. So here I am again with a live stream. Oliver Dietz, Merry Christmas to you as well. You see, this is our Office 3. So guys, if you have any questions, I'm here today to answer all your questions. This live stream is about that. So please write your questions in the comments, and I'll be happy to answer anything about immigration, housing, health insurance, whatever else you can think of. And if I know the answer, I will answer. So let's see, Oliver, love your work. No question today. Okay, hopefully some people will have questions. Otherwise, this will be a very boring live stream. As for work, yeah, of course, it's otherwise I would not be here. And of course, I promised to do videos every Monday and Thursday. So it's Monday. Here I am delivering on my promise. So yeah, you just like see that this is not the usual outfit I'm wearing, but today I am. Okay, guys, so for those of you who just joined, ask any questions you want. Of course, ideally about relocation, immigration, housing, health insurance, business in the Czech Republic, all that. But you can ask personal questions as well, and I'll do my best to answer those. And if no one is asking questions, I will stop the live stream soon and we'll go home. So the best way to ask the question is in the comments or in the chat or whatever it's called now, and I will answer that. So Aldo Fiore, can you give us a rundown of the tax changes in 2024? Well, not yet, because it's still in works. But we will definitely, if you're not our client or if you haven't been in touch with us, Move to Prague Relocation Services, do that. Get in touch now, send us a message or something, and as long as you agree to us sending you a newsletter, we'll be sending a newsletter regarding all these changes very shortly. But we don't have anything prepared yet because there are so many changes. And one thing is, as it is always with the changes, first couple weeks, couple months, no one really knows what to do. So we've been asking at the tax office about the changes. We've been asking at the Social Security, and they all know nothing. So one office still follows the old rules. Another office already follows the new rules. The others are somewhere in between, and no one really knows. So we will see, because there is something like in the law, and then something else will be happening in real life. So we give it a couple days, couple weeks to find out what actually are the changes in the real life and how to deal with them. And then we'll be doing the newsletter about that. I will probably do some videos as well. We might do one with Move to Prague as well. Oliver, how much is the maximum payment for healthcare? If you mean I'll probably just like move somewhere closer because I wanted you to see the Christmas tree, but I'm so far that I cannot even read the questions. Well, the healthcare depends. If you mean the monthly payments, that depends on your income. There is definitely some limit that will be increasing again from the next year. But I don't know the limit. Like, honestly, I don't know, because these are questions more for an accountant or for a tax advisor. We know the standard, so we know what we need for immigration or starting a business or stuff like that. So I can tell you the minimum. The minimum now is 2,900 for the healthcare if you're a self-employed person. From next year, it will increase to almost 4,000. So almost 1,000 crowns increase from year to year. So that's the minimum. So from 3,000 to 4,000 basically. that I can tell you, but the maximum depends on your income. So there is definitely an amount which you cannot go over, but I don't know that. So back. Frederick Ismail Ouba. Merry Christmas. How did you spend your Christmas? Merry Christmas to you as well. I've been working most of the time yesterday and today. So the way I wanted to spend it. Hun Kar Singh. If we resign job and move to home country, can we just enter in Schengen again after 5 or 6 months with that employee card still validity? You asked this question on Facebook and you're asking here now. That's good. Thank you very much for joining from Facebook. Well, it depends, because officially if you have the standard employee card, the normal one, so-called dual employee card, you only have 2 months after you leave a job to find a new one and report it to the Ministry of the Interior. If you miss the deadline, the 60 days, the employee card will be cancelled. But then it depends if the ministry realizes that or not. Someone else commented on Facebook and they said that sometimes the employer reports that. I don't think I've seen that happen with our clients, but I can imagine that some employers do that. So if the ministry knows that you are not employed for longer than 60 days, they will cancel your card and you will not be allowed to enter, or you will not be allowed to enter. Anyway, you should have returned the card to the ministry, but doesn't matter now. On the other hand, if they don't know yet that you basically that the card should not be valid, so if they haven't found out that you're not working for more than 60 days, then the card might still be valid. You might still re-enter, you might still use it, even though I don't really recommend that, because that would be abusing the card. Because once the card is invalid or once you stop fulfilling the conditions, you should return it to the Ministry of the Interior. And if you don't do so, and if you use it to travel just like around Europe to enjoy, you might get into trouble as well. So I definitely don't recommend that, but it can happen. Sharia Siam, hello, my visa is still pending for months now. That's not the question, but it's below that. Okay, so Tamari Gogoshvili, I will get to your question right now because Shahriar Siam has a longer question and you got in between those. So hello, my visa is still pending for months now. The last update I got that I have to statement via DHL to the embassy. It's been 4 months since I sent written statement. After that, there is no update since then. What should I do? Well, I've shot a video about that. If you go to my channel, if you're not subscribed, subscribe right now. Do that now. But if you go there and use the search button, I don't know how it's called, like a magnifying glass, the search thingy, and you search for taken long, visa taken long, something like that, then you will find a video where I explained all the options or what to do if your visa is taking forever, something like that. If you use a couple terms, you will find it. But generally, you have 2 options. One, wait and just like do nothing and wait until the ministry makes their decision, or send a letter to the ministry. Then there are 2 types of letters. One is just a polite question about the status of your application. Second is actually a strong thing called a complaint against inactivity, which means that you ask the ministry to make the decision fast and you basically go above the asylum and migration policy department. You go to a special committee and the committee makes the OMP make the decision. So that works, but sometimes it can piss the decision maker because you're basically complaining about a concrete person to their bosses. So depends on the person, but it usually, or basically always, it starts moving things fast. So if you've been waiting and if you don't even care now about approval or denial and you just want to know the outcome, and just send this complaint, we'll be happy to help you with that. Just get in touch and we'll be happy to write the letter for you. And something will start happening. Otherwise, you can just wait. Now back to Tamari Gogoshvili. Yeah, you also asked that question on Facebook. So the university sent me an acceptance letter and a funding letter to the consulate, but they spelled my name as Tamar, not Tamari. The official name in passport is Tamari. Of course, they received the documents because I had collected everything, but the question of the name made me suspicious. As I know, sometimes it happens that those who make a decision contact the university themselves on certain issues. Is it possible for them to specify the name themselves, or is it better for me to do something? Tamari, I don't think you need to do anything. You should have the best thing. Sorry. The best thing you could do was, if you saw that happened, correct it right away. Don't submit the incorrect document, but contact the university, ask them to correct the typo or mistake or whatever, and send you a new letter which will be correct. If you haven't done that and the embassy accepted that, I would leave it be now. Chances are that no one will even realize at the ministry, the decision maker, that they will not even see that the letter is missing. That can really happen. Another thing is that as long as all the other details are clear and it's clearly you, and there should be no problem with that. Like if they denied your application or if they made some problems out of that, that would be very, I don't know, very, very special, I would say. Because if there is one letter which is incorrect and your date of birth is okay, your passport number is okay, like you submitted that document, then there should be no problem with that. Aldo Fiore, if you can you share the weirdest story of a client you've had? Okay, that's a good one. That's a Christmassy question. Well, I remember many, but mainly from the flat search, because those were because in immigration with visas, there are things happening, but those are not crazy weird. Some of them, yes, in a way of it's something special, like a rarely used type of visa or a specific situation, but it's more okay, so this is a fuck up. What do we do about it? How do we save this person? What do we learn from this? So it's not it would be some crazy story. But from the flat search, because we also do flat hunting for people, we look for accommodation for rent and to buy. So there we've had couple weird requests. One I remember is that the person was looking for a flat. They had some basic requirements like the budget, location, all that, but they had one specific requirement, and it was that the apartment must have a solid floor. So it must be either on the ground floor, or if it's in some of the upper floors, it must be a very, very, very solid floor. The person didn't say why. It was just a random requirement, but okay. And we found him an apartment. I believe it was in Malá Strana, it was in the city center, and it was ground floor, so it couldn't be more solid. And then we found out what was the reason for that. And the person was about to buy the flotation tank. I don't know if you know what it is, but basically it's a huge bathtub which you can completely close. So you lay in complete darkness in the water, and you put 50 kilograms of salt into the water, so you float, and you basically kind of relax your muscles and your mind and everything. It's a relaxing thing. And in total, it's there is 1,000 liters of water and 50 kilograms of salt plus the actual bathtub. So it was 1.5 tons probably. So he really needed a solid floor. But he didn't tell us in the beginning. It was just, I needed to have a solid floor. So there were so many scenarios going through our heads, what he's going to do there. So that's one I remember. And Young, for getting my citizenship, I heard I can avoid a language test if a doctor confirms I have a learning disability. Do you have a knowledge about that? Yes, I have basically the same knowledge as you in this regards. That's possible that you can, you don't have to pass the language exam under some conditions. For example, if you studied in the Czech Republic in Czech language, or if you're above some age, or if you have some condition that doesn't allow you to learn new languages. But I haven't had it in real life. We've done citizenship applications. but we haven't had this case. So I honestly don't know what exactly the ministry would accept. And if you need to have some specific conditions, I don't think like a doctor can just write you. It's very difficult for him to learn new languages. It would have to be some like cognitive dysfunction or something like that. So, but if you can get some confirmation from a doctor that you cannot learn languages, you can try and you will see. But we haven't done this in real life. Aldo Fiore, as a European citizen in 5 years, I should get permanent residency. What are advantages of actually getting Czech citizenship? Well, that's a good question. Well, like if you're an EU citizen, depends. Probably your passport is about the same strength of the Czech one, because Czech one is pretty strong. So if you combine it with some other passport, which is also strong, then you can get a very, very strong combination. So maybe just to get, if you can have 2 citizenships, which Czech Republic allows to have 2 citizenships, then you might make yourself accessible to all or most of the countries in the world. Sorry. So that's one advantage. Second advantage, I honestly don't know what, if you're an EU citizen, what it could bring you. Like, if you like the Czech Republic, you want to live here, you want to use some like social security system or something, and it's better than in your home country, which I very seriously doubt, then I honestly don't know. Well, if you're a non-EU citizen, obviously getting an EU passport brings you plenty of opportunities, but as an EU citizen, probably just what I said. Randeep Rajput, sorry if I'm mispronouncing. Is there any way to get Czech language certificate for money to get PR? Well, if there was, I would not tell you anyway, because we don't deal with these kind of situations. Let's say we don't do any fake documents. We don't do any like, yeah, probably the fake document is the right word to call it. So we would not be able to help with that. But anyway, I'm not aware of any service like that. Sharia Xiam, consultant helped me to write a speed-up letter about my visa. Now I don't know how long it will take. Well, it depends what kind of letter it was and where it was sent. Because if it's the polite letter, it doesn't mean anything. If it's just something, hey guys, it's been taking long, what's up? Then they don't even need to reply, and like it might not do anything. If they wrote the complaint letter in the specific form of the complaint letter, because the complaint letter must meet some requirements. It must have a special form, special things need to be written there, all that. So if they did that, that usually starts get things moving. So I would say that within the first month, you should receive a letter from the MOI back saying what they will do. And then, of course, then it depends. They can say, okay, we force the ministry to make the decision within 3 months. And then you have to wait for another 3 months. But at least within the first month, something should happen if it was the complaint letter. If it was the polite letter, just the reminder, nothing has to happen, really. Omar resigns. Hi, how are you, Mr. Jan? Please, one question about the accommodation for international students. How much I should pay to get the confirmation for long-term residence permit application at foreign embassy? Confirmation of accommodation. Well, again, that there was a similar question about a fake document. I strongly don't recommend using virtual accommodation or like a fake accommodation proof, because if the ministry finds out that you are using a fake document, then they can deny your application, and it could even be a problem for your future applications because you've already forged some documents, and Czech Republic does not like that. So I would try to avoid that for sure. Sometimes, of course, because I'm not like, it's a stupid requirement from the ministry, in my opinion, to require accommodation if you're not here and if you cannot even come. You know, you're not allowed to come here without a visa, but you need to find a year lease. That's kind of stupid. So yes, I know that many people use the virtual accommodation, but I don't really recommend that unless it's someone like, okay, let me stop myself there. I don't recommend that. So I would recommend if you're coming here to study, usually schools can offer you a dormitory, a spot in a dormitory, or they are affiliated with some dormitories. If they don't provide their own, they can like direct you somewhere. And I would definitely recommend going that way, because then when you come and you don't like the dormitory, you want to change, you can always do that, and you just find a new apartment, you report the new apartment to the ministry, and it's all good. But using a fake like accommodation letter for the visa, I would not recommend that. Aldo Fiore, I'm Italian, just in case it changes. We've had now 3 interns from Italy. Two are actually from Italy and 2 study in Italy. And we've had plenty of Italian interns here. So I'm very familiar with Italian passports, but still I don't think it makes much or gives you many advantages, like if you get a Czech one on top of that. My wife sent a speed up letter through post office and they said MOI is gonna get it within 1 day. Yeah, that usually works like that, but then it needs to, because you send it to some address of the MOI, then they need to send it to the department when the decision is made, and then they need to give it to the actual decision maker, and then the decision maker needs to decide what they want to do. Or if you send it to the committee, they first need to go through the letter, then they need to request information about your case, then they need to think about that, and then they need to send the letter to you and to the ministry. So the polite letter can take a couple days, couple weeks now, because there is holiday and no one really works at the ministry during the holidays. So that might take a couple of weeks before someone actually receives the letter. For the committee, it's probably faster, but then they need to take a couple steps before they can do something. So it will take some time as well. Should I wait for the reply from MOI? If you've already sent the letter, then yes, then makes no sense to send another letter. Aldo Fiore, I don't know already what you were laughing about, but I hope it was the story. Sons of Nature, Merry Christmas to you as well. As a student, can start business in Czech Republic or need any permission or license? I'm planning to start selling online. Well, it depends. Well, generally, okay, if you want to start a business in the Czech Republic, you can do it as a student. The easiest way to do that is to get a trade license. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. And in the search button, like the magnifying glass button, just search for start in business in Prague or trade license, whatever these words will find the video. And I've shot many videos about how to start a business. But yes, as a student, you can start a business as well, get the trade license, and you can start doing whatever you want. There is some threshold where you don't have to do it, like because business is defined as an activity earning you money, and that's a regular, let's say, long-term activity. So if you just have a random income and it's very low, so if you, I don't know, sell something and you sell one thing like in 3 months or whatever, then you don't really need to get a trade license, because you would need to start paying the social security, maybe also the healthcare and the income tax at the end of the year. So if you're not really earning that much through that, you don't really need to rush with the trade license. But once you start if you expect the business to go well and you start earning money from the beginning, like if you want to become a Bolt driver or something, and you know that you will be making money from day one, then definitely do it. If you want to sell things online, if you know that, or you expect the sales to be there from day one, get the trade license, do it officially. If you are not sure, then just maybe start doing that, see how it goes. And if you start selling some stuff and you start earning money, then get the trade license and make it legal. You can have a trade license and a business on the side of your studies. Magde, hello, please, can I change from employee card and open company before 5 years of residence? Nope, you cannot do that. It used to be 2 years, but that was changed, I believe, 6 years ago. So for the last 6 years, you can only switch to the business residence permit after 5 years of living here. Or if you're a student and you finish your studies and you go through the job seeker residence permit, then you can either seek a job, look for a job, or you can start your own business and then switch to the business residence permit. So unfortunately, if you have an employee card, if you've been here under an employee card, you can only switch after 5 years. Jason Varghese, sorry for mispronouncing. Ahoy, I need to know something if you don't mind. Do some Czech companies have some sort of advantage that they get visa appointments for new employees quickly based on the influence in the embassy? Not exactly like that. Well, yeah, of course. Like there might be someone who knows someone and they will give them an appointment. That's always a possibility. But generally, not. How it works, for example, I will use an example of India because that's one of the most complicated countries to get an appointment in. And there it works the way that if a company wants to hire you and apply for an employee card, you cannot do it yourself. Okay, you cannot just like if your employer provides all the assistance, gives you the vacancy number, employment contract, all that, you cannot get an appointment on your own. Because in India, there are quotas on how many people can apply a year, and the quota now is, I believe, 1,000 people, but out of 1,000 people, or 1,100, and out of 1,100, 1,100 must go through special programs. So if you want to get an appointment for the employee card, your employer must be part of a special governmental program. If they are, then yes, then the employer contacts the embassy and the embassy offers you an appointment. Of course, the appointment can be like 19 months away, depending on how many people are or how many companies are registered in the program in that particular country. But yes, in that case, the company can get in touch directly with the embassy and the embassy offers you an appointment directly. But that's not like through connections or something. That's been a part of an official governmental program. Remia Midhun, hi Jan, dependent visa, how long does it take maximum? If you're talking about the visa, the sticker in your passport, the long-term visa, 60 to 90 days. If you're talking about the residence card, that can be up to 270 days. Omar Design, no, of course not, but from the university itself, I just wanted to know how many months I should pay in advance, or they will provide it after paying the tuition fees. It depends on the embassy. I would say that oh, Rovena Casino, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Rovena. Thank you very much for coming. Hope you're feeling well or better. And I'm sorry that you couldn't come to the party. We missed you there. We missed you, the whole family. Back to the question, how much you should pay. I don't think that schools usually want you to pay in advance. They might wait with providing the proof of accommodation for you until you pay the tuition fee for the studies. But then they just give you a confirmation or even like a lease agreement for one of the rooms that you can live there. You use it for the embassy. And then when you come and you actually start living there, you start paying the rent. I believe it's like that in most embassies, in most universities. Aldo Fiore, any update on when the mortgage house buying stream will be? Also, it would be very cool to have one with a financial advisor to know if there are ways to invest, save, getting some tax benefits. Well, Aldo, he is actually like all of that. He's like a mortgage advisor, financial advisor, so he might be able to answer some of your questions about this as well. But the live stream, yes, there is not an exact date yet, but it will be in January. We already met, we discussed what we will talk about. We're preparing the questions people have been asking, so we're preparing the answers for that as well, and then we'll do it. We are now also looking for like a professional studio to shoot it in, because we could shoot it in the office as I do, and the quality is okay, but we want to try to do it a bit more professionally. So we're looking for the studio as well. So it will be somewhere in January, I would say towards the end of January, but we don't have the date yet. And as soon as we have it, you will see it everywhere. So don't worry, you will not miss it. January should be. Sharia Siam, it was a complaint letter, maybe because there is some act mentioned on the letter. The letter was, I'm contacting you regarding the inactivity of the Ministry of Interior. Okay. Process of application, the residence permit which I submitted at the office of Czech Republic in Dili. My residence decided today. Yeah, okay. That sounds like, yeah, okay, this is good. Paragraph 80. Okay, yeah, no, that's good. That's good. So that seems like the complaint letter, and that should start moving things forward. So that was a good one to send. Papiskoba, hello from Senegal. Hi to Senegal from Prague. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Jason, děkuji za informace a přeji krásné Vánoce. Oh, damn. I take it you're not a Czech citizen, and this is a very nice Czech sentence. And the same to you, of course. Rádo se stalo a přeji také krásné Vánoce. Magde, my wife have appointment for family visa 1 year. With application, I need to fill in the white one or a green one. The white one. If she's applying for a long-term visa, then it's the long-term visa form, which is the white one. The green one is a long-term residence permit form. So the white one for a long-term visa. Aldo, have a good rest of the evening. You as well. Enjoy the second Christmas day. At least in the Czech Republic, it's the second one. In the US and some other countries might be the first one, but here it's the second. Shariar, I'm sorry for mispronouncing all your names, guys. Thank you for confirming. Yeah, hopefully you will get the decision soon, and it will be a positive decision, like approval, I mean. But definitely be prepared that the ministry could start requesting some additional documents from you. Okay, because when you send this complaint letter, again, sometimes what happens, it depends on the decision maker. Sometimes what happens is that they just didn't want to deal with your case, because the people deciding about your application are just people. So they don't want to do the tough work. They just put it somewhere and want to do it later, and then they forget it and never do it. So that can happen, and your file could be just laying somewhere, nothing happening. In that case, if you send this letter, they will just approve it next day and good. But what can also happen is that they will get pissed, or they will actually realize, okay, this was missing in the file or something, and they will start requesting documents from you. So be ready that they might actually request all the documents from you again, because if you applied in February this year, all the documents are already too old, because all the documents must be fresher than 180 days. So probably your accommodation is expiring soon. All the other documents are outdated, so they might request all the documents from you again. So just be ready. Make sure that you can get all of them again if needed. Omar Designs, thank you very much, Mr. Jan, and Merry Christmas for you all. Thank you very much. The same to you. Jason, I used to work for a Czech company in the past in Latin America, so learned a bit of Czech. Oh, that's random. A Czech company in Latin America and learning Czech from them. But that's cool. That's cool. It was a very nice sentence. So you still remember. Tamari, thank you. My pleasure. And yeah, it looks like there is no further questions. I will wait for 35 seconds. If there is some more question, guys, please share it in the comments or whatever it is, like the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it. If not, then when I reach the 35 minutes of the live stream, I will just quit and go home. Okay, Magde. I have for my wife rental agreement valid for 1 year, but when she will apply, there is few months going from the rental agreement. For me and her, does that affect the visa duration? Yes, if she's applying for the long-term visa, the validity of your, oh damn, Aldo Fiore. Just wanted to support you when I moved here. I think I saw almost all your videos and they helped me a lot figuring things out. Oh damn. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aldo. I'm very happy that the videos helped and hope you are enjoying your life here. And yeah, hopefully we'll make the live stream about the mortgages and all the financial advice. I'm sorry, I'm just very surprised. This is the first time I've seen this, and it's a pretty nice amount. So thank you very much. So I'm just a bit nicely surprised. So hopefully the live stream will be useful for you as well about mortgages. And of course, we'll be happy to connect you then to the expert we'll be interviewing. So if you need any actual help with that, he'll be happy to speak with you and help you. And I'm happy that the videos have been helpful to you as well. Yeah, so back to Magde. Yes, the maximum validity of the long-term visa is 1 year, but it can be shortened based on a couple of things. It might be shortened, for example, based on the main applicant's residence permit validity or visa validity, and it can be also shortened based on the accommodation. So when the visa is approved and you only have, for example, 6 months of accommodation left, then the visa will be only given to you for 6 months.